Hey guys, it's Naifu back at it with another video. In today's video, as you can see on your screen, these are Dunk City Dynasty characters, and we're going to be making a tier list. If you didn't already, I've been playing Dunk City Dynasty for quite a while now. I've actually been playing since the global release, like a week into the release. So I think I know a thing or two about this game. And we're going to be making a tier list today. We're even going to be ranking within each order just to make it even more cohesive, but that'll be at the end. You don't have to see me do that. But yeah, I have around 45k trophies. I've been peak superstar for at least 3 seasons, the 3 past seasons. This season might be a little different. I haven't had the time to do so, but yeah, I've been playing consistently, so I think I want to put my input regarding the current meta. So naturally, C tier, we're going to put all of the non-elites, right? Crawford, Miller, Dice. Conveniently, they're all down here, right? But, you know, even these non-elite starter characters are not created evenly. For example, the worst is probably Hayward. Right? I mean, what's his ultimate? Can anyone tell me? Most people can't even tell me. It's that little pump fake 360 fade from MIDI, I think. Yeah, it's garbage. Miller might be below, yeah. Peterson is probably right below Hayward. Johnson is probably the best out of all of these guys. Schroeder, I'm okay with that. Kuminga is probably better than Johnson. Sorry. Adams below Kuminga. Nurkic below Johnson. Crawford. McDice is probably right here. Seth. This is probably the right order, I think. Yeah, I think this is about right. I choose Schroeder above Hayward. Peterson is small forward, that small forward slasher, undersized, don't got any other moves. Tells you everything you need to know. McDice, Miller, classic troll characters. Nurkic, Adams, yeah, I'm okay with this. Kuminga is definitely the best starter character. Can shoot the 3-ball baseline with his little talent. Adams actually has a pretty good rebound. That little unstoppable post up with that floater is actually not bad. Nurkic is also alright. And Johnson is alright. But now we'll get to actual tier list. Starting with Blake Griffin, the newest season 8 character. I mean, without a doubt, S tier, right? S plus tier. I mean, the only times I've been able to block Griffin, like in my experience, it's like with a Elijah 1 ult or like a 1B ult. So it's like, and he has this little talent where it's like, if you miss time to block, each successive time you miss time to block, your blocking chance actually reduces. So he just keeps on getting stronger. He can actually shoot the 3. If he misses one, he's definitely going to hit the next. The mid-range is pretty consistent too. He has a little post hook. The only weakness, in my opinion, is probably the rebounding. So you probably can't solo big with Blake. At least not with early enhancements. You probably need at least another big. But yeah, definitely S plus tier. Same thing with Embiid. Recently got a buff. Can space the floor once you get the process stacks and the secondary stacks. Pretty good rebounder. Got a rebounding ultimate. Good mid-range game. That little mid-range shot 5 meters in is really nice. Finger roll naturally. Yeah, defense ain't that bad as well once you get fully stacked up with that movement speed. So yeah, I'd probably put above Griffin. By the way, should have mentioned this earlier. This is a pure solo queue tier list, right? No comp, gameplay tier list. It's purely solo queue. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Iverson, I mean, definitely S plus tier, one of the best characters in the game. Can get open, ultimate. You get 3 tiers of ultimates, so you could like refresh your shot cycle for each like shot that's broken. Handles are super. You can't get bumped, which is like, so you can't really play defense. The layup too. You got a triple clutch layup. Hard as fuck to block. Damn accurate too, yeah. Wade is probably above Iverson. Wade is Wade. Y'all know Wade. If you play this game, you know how A's Wade is. Got a good 3-ball. That little sidestep into the sweep, into the left pull up for midi, from 3, being able to pass out of all his shots. You know, obviously his dunking power. Pretty good defender as well. Pretty good shot blocker. That double clutch, way more accurate than other layups. It's not really, in my opinion, it's just not fair, right? In my opinion, if you play like Wade or Shea or Iverson, no, Iverson, whatever. If you play Wade, you're kind of cringe. Leonard, definitely best lock in the game, in my opinion, with that talent. He's probably S+ tier. Solo, yeah. But yeah, just really good lock. The offense obviously ain't that good, but you could cook up with that size up dribble from 3. A lot of people don't respect it. I still see a lot of Leonard's getting open with that fadeaway, that baseline fadeaway in global for some reason. So yeah, definitely S+ tier in my opinion. I've seen the recent news about, you know, maybe creating what do you call it, prime characters like prime KD, prime Steph. I'm expecting prime Claw to be a thing too. I'm expecting the defense to be worse, but the offense to be better. And I really like that idea, you know, maybe making the prime characters a bit, you know, more reasonable on offense, but worse on defense. I'm okay with that. Davis, in my opinion, this is the first S tier character. If we're talking about comp, this is one of the best characters in the game, 100%. But in solo queue, people don't, like, it doesn't clock in their heads that you have to leave them, that like Davis can play help defense. Naturally, they'll go rotate to your big man, when in reality, you want to leave them open. You want to beat the shot, right? Like I was saying, Davis, offensive game naturally can have a lot to be desired. Once he gets stacked up, Davis is probably the best character in the game, without a doubt. Especially on the team, when your teammates know to leave your man open. Yeah, Davis S+ tier, but in solo queue, it's still S. Shea, in my opinion, is a little worse than Wade because of defense, but the offense is definitely a little bit better. Thunder Fade, AIDS, as y'all know. Yeah, score from 3, all 3 levels. Contest zone is small as fuck. Definitely S+ character. Malone, in terms of solo queue, is definitely S+. I'd probably put him above Iverson simply due to the fact that he can actually rebound. So you can really solo games. Really good block, especially with that ultimate once you pop it. A good fade. You can pass out of most of your stuff once your bar is filled. You can also do stutter steps, micro dribbles, you know, after post up to bait that hook. Really nice. In terms of Wallace, in my opinion, Wallace is better than Davis in solo queue. The barrier stop is really nice. He's probably a little bit better than Leonard, again, because of rebounding. I'd still put Griffin above Wallace. But yeah, Wallace, just really solid. Could rebound, could defend. Right. Obviously got that really nice put back that I don't really see get blocked. Could guard 1 through 5, really. So yeah, Wallace is definitely up there. Antetokounmpo. This is... I'm gonna put S. In reality, in solo queue is probably better than Anthony Davis, simply because of super mode. Once you get super mode, people actually know to pass you the ball, right? And basically get a free 2 points every time in the paint. Pretty good help defense. Has that little charging stop where you stop dribbles. Good strength, so sometimes you get contact fails, you can get rebounds. The only downside, like if Giannis could even shoot the mid-range, he'd definitely be S+ tier, but he can't shoot even from mid-range, so definitely S-class character. Now that I'm looking at this, should I move Claw? Because I'm thinking that Claw is more on these guys' level in comparison to up here, but I'll leave Claw for now. Brown is definitely, in my opinion, S-class character. My opinion, above Davis. Obviously a really good defender. Got great block angle, block range. Could cook up in terms of ISO ball. You can actually make him the main scorer. Can shoot from 3, can shoot from 2. Good dunk, double clutch when you got the stacks up. Yeah, in my opinion, worse than Giannis though, because in my opinion, you have to be like, rebounding is a really good skill in solo queue. If you can solo big, that's usually the best position to put. Holiday, in my opinion, is actually a little worse than Leonard. But the offense is, these two are kind of interchangeable, right? The defense is a little worse. Holiday has better block than Leonard, but Leonard has better steal. And stopping, like actual like bumping. Holiday, in my opinion, though, definitely has better offense, consistent 3-ball. Obviously, that little double clutch fading 3, fading 2, mid-range baseline drives, double clutch lays. Yeah, probably, in my opinion, S+ tier for locks. Towns, it's tough. In my opinion, it's hard. In my opinion, he's probably worse than Davis. Still an S tier character. Has a great 3-ball. Obviously, a step back shot. His ultimate's really nice. The rebounding stat is actually really nice. It's like on par with, like, it's better than Dirk. I'm pretty sure it's one of the best rebounding power forward stats in the game. Obviously lower than Rodman, but cause solo big, which is surprising. Could stretch the floor. If you get E7, I think you get ruling rebound, which is really nice. But yeah, in my opinion, still S-class character. The defense obviously is not there, but the fact that you can space the floor, the fact that you can actually, you know, score 3, which is a really big thing. Like, if Malone could score 3, he'd easily be the best character in the game, without a doubt, right? But Towns has that, you know, a little lackluster on defense, kind of slow-footed, but we'll still put him here. Gasol, in my opinion, is A tier. You know, a little outdated. I think recently got a buff where he's a little bit more accurate with screens, but like if you're screening, you should probably play Jokic, right? Defense is not that much better than Jokic. Jokic better at what's that called? Spacing the floor. Gasol obviously has his Matador sprint is pretty nice. Being able to bump and dunk, ignore contested, that's pretty nice. But in my opinion, still an A-class character. Like, there's still a gap between him and Towns, in my opinion. Same for Rodman, actually. Like, being a rebound bot, in my opinion, okay, it's better than Gasol. Like, okay, you're a pretty good rebounder, but that's basically about it. Yeah, again, kind of outdated. Sometimes you do get out rebounded by other centers, like Elijah Wan, like Wemby. Yeah, in my opinion, it's just a little bit better than Gasol. You can space the floor sometimes with your worm shot. Yeah, you know, the granny shot. Good movement speed. Can actually guard more with like 1 to 5. Kind of. Good dive. Good move. Yeah, in my opinion, a little bit better than Gasol. Maybe on the same tier as Towns. But again, spacing, like being able to score 3 is such an important factor. Curry recently got a buff, in my opinion, still. Is he S-class or is he A-class character? In global, in my opinion, he's still an S-class character. In my opinion, he's better than Towns, not better than Davis. Actually, might be better than Davis. Yeah. You know, the thing about Curry is you could probably guard him with most characters. You know, after that initial dribble, you just know to go the other way. But at the same time, that little sidestep shot is unpredictable, especially when he has an ult. You can actually force shots. Again, scoring 3 is such an important part. Has a little scoop layup. The defense, though, is the main concern. But he could just get so hot, in my opinion. You know what? Below Davis, above Towns. Seems fair to me. Chris Paul, underused character. No one uses him in global. It's one of my favorite characters. In my opinion, definitely the best defensive guard in the game. 3 balls a little inconsistent. Mid-range is automatic. Jumper passes. Great pick and roll. That little reduced contest range against bigs, especially in the pick and roll, is really, really, really nice. Yeah, in my opinion, best defensive guard. Better than Kidd. Who else? Better than Westbrook. So yeah, in my opinion, probably A tier. I'd probably put him above Rodman, to be honest. That little freeze dribble is really nice as well. If you play with a really good CP, this guy's easily an S+ character. But on average, I'd put him in A. Pierce, same thing. There's just better scorers out there, right? In my opinion, he's probably worse. Defensively, he can handle his own, but you really don't want him to be mashed onto guards. In my opinion, he's probably worse than Gasol and Rodman. It's probably right here. Again, the bump dribble is really nice, but most people now know these days he's been released for a couple days, or sorry, for a couple of patches at this point to avoid his bump dribble. So yeah, in terms of scoring, not the best. If we're talking about like comp, team play, team Q, this character's probably S plus. If your big actually knows to pass back to you once you bump off, once you push off, it's probably S plus character. Consistent score, but in solo queue, probably A. Butler in solo queue, in my opinion, is probably better than Pierce. But not better than Gasol, in my opinion. Butler, if we're talking about like team play, if we're running like ISO Butler in paint with that triple step bump, dunk, he's probably S plus tier. Obviously, Butler's defense is crazy. It's his whole ultimate great block range, great block angle as well. In my opinion, probably better than, for solo queue, probably worse than Gasol, because Gasol rebounding is still kind of nuts, but probably better than Pierce. In terms of Westbrook, in my opinion, is probably better than. In my opinion, he's better than Towns. He's probably better than Curry as well. This might be crazy glaze, but in my opinion, Westbrook is better than Curry. Obviously, that ultimate is Thunder Fade is so good, right? Fast, hard to block. Also the triple double passives. If you get them stacked up, Westbrook's one of the best characters in the game. Obviously, his dunks are nice. You could jumper pass out of all of them once your bar is full as well. Your mid range is kind of automatic. Great defensive guard. But I don't like putting Paul so. I feel like Paul and Westbrook are kind of the same. Paul's movement speed is really nice as well. Maybe I have Curry too high. You know what? I'll put Curry. I'll put Curry below Towns. But Westbrook is probably above Towns, in my opinion. That seems above, fair. Great rebounding guard for his size as well. Good pickpocket. In terms of James is still S plus tier. I don't care what you say. Hard to guard. If you get bumped, it's GG's, right? He's gonna fade from you, or if the paint's open, he's just gonna tomahawk it in. Jumper pass, chase down block. Probably better than Wallace. He's probably worse than Griffin, in my opinion. In terms of Harden, offense is whatever. ISO Harden can still work in Season 8. My opinion, he's better than Curry. Simply because people don't know how to guard him. And defensively, they're kind of similar, kind of negative. So I'm probably going to put him above Curry, in my opinion. Right? It's harder to guard. Once you get shaken, that step back is really nice. Halliburton, same thing. They're better than both of these guys because he actually gives pass buffs. Layup is automatic. Really good 3-ball. Maybe way too consistent in my opinion. Probably, is he S plus? No, it's a solo queue, right? In my opinion, he's probably better than Giannis. Better than Holiday, probably. You know what? He's probably S plus. I put him below Leonard, above Holiday. I think that's fair for Halliburton. Not to mention also that floater. Yeah. Wemby, S plus, without a doubt. Spacing the floor, rebounding, shooting over small defenders, even slightly contested with your green stack. Putbacks. Probably worse than Malone solo queue. Might be better than Iverson. But yeah, sometimes if you have like, you could be guarded by like forwards, like wings, which is kind of an issue, but in my opinion, if Embiid is here, he's probably better than Embiid. because the ultimate is better as well, right? Offensive or defensive. Tatum, in my opinion, is S tier. It's probably the best S tier character for solo queue. Naturally, you know, you need E4, but you can solo big with Tatum with the E4. Great scoring bag. This is like one of the highest skill ceiling characters in the game. If you can master Tatum, this is like a Z tier. It's crazy because you can do a little bit of everything. It's one of the few characters where you actually want more than one potential page. Because like sometimes you might run solo big, sometimes you might run Tatum as a lock, right? Naturally cycling between green mode and red mode. Green mode for ankle protection, red mode for block range. So that's probably S tier character. Dirk. If Towns is, I put Dirk above Towns. Defensively, his only weakness is that he's really slow. He can rebound. You can solo big with Dirk. Once you get posted up, like most characters can't stop him. It's just a guaranteed bucket rate. In my opinion, a little bit better than Towns though, because I feel like his offense is a little more consistent. Rebounding is about the same. Defense is probably slightly worse than Towns, but the offense more than makes up for it. Ray Allen. In solo queue, I'm sorry, but you're going B tier. If we're talking about like team play, it's probably S+ tier, but like on the ball, you're a negative. You literally could just hold the defense button and just auto defend, and you'll probably be good. So yeah, it's probably a B tier character. That the Ray attack is not doing anything in the paint. I'm sorry. Off ball is really nice, but when are people gonna really pass back to you in global? People want to just go ISO, so it's like, yeah, B tier sounds about right. I'd 100% take Pierce over Allen on ball due to on ball ability. Same thing with Butler due to defense. In my opinion, James got a recent buff. Now you know you can fade away from 3, which is really nice. Defensive demon. In my opinion, he's probably better locked than Holiday. Putting him in S+ tier is kind of glazed though. I feel like he's a little worse than Tatum for solo queue. Seems about it. He might be worse than Brown, to be honest. I'll put him above AD, but he's probably worse than Brown. He's like a worse version of Brown, in my opinion. Obviously, the King Step is really nice. You can basically guarantee 2 points even under heavy contest. The Dunk is nice. The little charge before if you could get opponents with that little charge is really nice. Again, great block range, great block angle. One of the few counters to Wade, if you could properly guard him. Yeah, solid character. Great 2-way character. In my opinion, but worse than Brown because the 3 ball's a little less consistent. And defense, they're like kind of identical. The strength stat is a little different between the two, but it's like it's not that much of a difference. Kid, in my opinion, is probably the same tier as Ray Allen. Probably a little bit better because of on-ball creation. Get that little trick layup. The main thing that's saving Kid, in my opinion, is definitely that 3-point ult. Like not being able to leave him open when he has that ult is really big, in my opinion. Obviously, he has great jumper passes. One of the better defensive guards in the game. But my opinion is just a worse version of Chris Paul. I'm sorry, but it's just a fact. Yeah, seems about right. I might move these two up to A tier. No, I might move Kid up to A tier. Because I feel like he's more of an A tier character than a B tier character in terms of solo queue. But he's definitely bottom A tier. Jokic is S tier, without doubt. 4 shots with the ultimate. Great passing. Once you get bumped, it's basically an auto 2 with that little floater. Great floor stretching. Get that little quick shot from 3. Great rebounding. Great box out. On defense, honestly, not that bad. I think he has higher movement speed than Dirk. Obviously, the movement speed is still a little slow. But it's like if these 3 are like this, like the same stereotype, right? Like not defensive bigs that could stretch, but in my opinion, Jokic is probably the best out of the 3 of them. Simply because his defense is the best out of the 3 of them. And his offense, and the fact that he could pass is really nice. And he's the best rebounder, so and rebounding is really nice in solo queue, so in my opinion, it's probably a mid S tier character. Morning, wherever Giannis is, I feel like Morning is still a little worse. No, actually I put him above Giannis simply to the fact that he can actually shoot the mid-range. He has double clutch built into his kit. Obviously, if you could properly mix in your dunks and keep your opponents on their toes, Morning is a really good character. Great block, great ultimate, great movement speed, great dive. Can actually stretch a little bit, so yeah, definitely, in my opinion, a little bit above Giannis. Next, Durant. You know, scoring is a little outdated. Recently got a buff to tweak his driving speed, in my opinion. Or I think, sorry. In my opinion, his scoring is probably a little worse than Curry. No, is it worse than Curry? The crossover distance is kind of insane though, right? I'd probably put him below Harden but above Curry. This seems about right. Really good in mid-range, automatic. 3 balls pretty damn consistent as well. Could actually drive to the rim. Even if he gets blocked while his ult is active, he could double clutch. Yeah, S tier above Curry sounds about right. Because in my opinion, Curry's a little easier to guard. Even Durant is hard to bump. If you get the bump wrong, basically an automatic point. Olajuwon is an S+ tier character. Wherever Embiid is, I put Olajuwon above. Is he better than Wemby? Probably not. Can't space the floor. But Olajuwon's defense is crazy. Great ultimate. One of the best, highest rebounding stats in the game. Can shoot the mid-range. Great bag, right? Obviously with the fakes. Great post scorer. Great defender. Yeah, in my opinion, a little better than Embiid. Because you're sacrificing like a little bit of offense for like so much more defense. And then Wemby is just not fair. So like, yeah, in between those two seems about right. Williamson is probably another B tier character. Ideally, you want a solo big with a Williamson because you can't stretch. The little what's it called? The little tip up rebound skill is nice. Great block. But it's like, it's the same thing with Giannis. It's just a worse Giannis. It's probably a worse Rodman as well. A B tier character, in my opinion, worse than Allen because you can't stretch. But it's like, it's not troll necessarily, but like I wouldn't recommend playing it. Like generally, in my like general consensus, like anything A and above, I'd recommend you solo queuing with. Even A tier, it's like you should get some games under your belt before you even try. But like B tier and like below, you should just not touch. Turner, S+ character, one of the best elites in the game, gives you superstar production for elite cost. Probably better than Wallace, which is crazy, but he can stretch. Great, his dash skill is really nice. Great block with the arrow skill. But yeah, probably below James though, in my opinion. Seems about right. His offensive back is actually surprisingly good as well. Especially that dunk. It's really hard to, even for Wallace block. Next, Lopez, one of the best spacing bigs. Definitely the best shooting big. Like strict shooting 5 in the game is probably Lopez. He's an A tier character. In my opinion, he's probably below Kid. Or no, he might be. He's above Kid, but below Pierce. His rebound has a lot to be desired. Slow-footed. Does have 360 block within, I think, 3 meters. But it's like you can't really help defend. But your shooting is just the best in terms of 5s in the game. Because you get a lower contest range. You get that little shot pump fake sidestep. You get that little catch dunk, which is actually hard to block. Your ult is actually sometimes kind of bad because you can't actually hold on to the ball. But yeah, in my opinion, probably better than Kid. But a little worse than Pierce. Capella is a C tier character. I'm sorry. Slow, has a leaning screen. I used to main Capella in like season 2 when the game first dropped. Can't stretch naturally. Has a putback. Kind of inconsistent. But yeah, probably C tier character. Definitely better than Kuminga. Green is one of the best elites as well. Gives you superstar production. For elite cost. Solo Q might be a bit rough because you are a screening character. You have an anti-post up in your ultimate. You have a 3-point in your ultimate, and you have a little dribble handoff in your ultimate. Great defender. Can actually solo big. Has a better rebounding stat than Triple J for like a little worse defense. In my opinion, probably bottom S tier. This seems about right for the green. Maybe, you know what? I don't feel above Rodman seems right. Yeah, below S tier. Ingram, C tier. Right? B tier? No. Yeah, probably better than Capella. Space. No, he might be worse. Yeah, he can't rebound. Defending, kind of a negative. Yeah, Clarkson, probably a B tier character. There's a step between these two tiers. Definitely bottom though. Self-explanatory. Even after the recent buff, it's not that hard to guard. Just save your sprint. You can say the same thing for most characters. Thompson is actually surprising. You can actually get ISO'd by Thompson. That leading shot is really annoying. He's probably A tier, probably below Kid though, in my opinion. I'd rather have Kid on my team. Is he though? The 3-ball, the little, like, if you could successfully master the little stutter steps before your leaning shot, you're probably above Kid, right? And the 3-ball's mad consistent. You know what? I put him above Kid. Seems about right. Brooks, one of the best locks in the game. Actually, one of the few counters with Shea because you expand the contest range. Probably B tier character though. I'd probably put him above Williamson. Like, I'd be more comfortable with a Brooks on my team. Especially like in Peak Superstar, when you can actually see the opposing team's drafts. Yeah. Offensively, kind of negative. At least you can, stretch the floor. 3-ball, like every 2 shots is going in. The dunk is bad as well. Doncic is one of the best elites in the game, as y'all know. Recent buff. It's probably a worse scorer than Curry. Is he better than Green though? 3-ball recently got a lot more consistent. Probably better than Green. A little worse than Curry though. That seems about right in my opinion. Still hard to guard. DeRozan, wherever Ingram is, I'd put him a little bit above. But it's not that much. Hero. This character is so stupid. It's Ray Allen on roids, basically. Has a ridiculous 3-ball. Like, it's actually normal for this guy to not miss a 3 in a ranked game, even if he takes like 8 or 9 shots. Stupid consistent. Step back has reduced contest range. His contest range shifts with his ultimate and his like side steps. He's probably one of the best characters in the game. Probably above Holiday, above Halley, below Leonard. I think this is fair. Might be a little low. Julio, where Williamson is, I'd probably put him a little bit above. Because he can actually stretch a little bit with that mid-range. Put back. Yeah. McCollum. Actually not a bad scorer. Bad defender. Wherever Clarkson is, I'll put him below. Booker is actually way better than these guys. But like in terms of solo queue, if your big's not funneling you the ball, you can't really get that catch and drive skill that makes him good. But I'd probably put him below Clarkson, above McCollum. I think that seems fair in terms of solo queue. Porzingis, one of the worst stretch bigs in the game. Definitely above Julio, above Brooks, maybe above Allen. The Unicorn 3 is nice. Good defense, good movement speed for his size. Can rebound. Yeah, my opinion above Allen in terms of solo queue. Anderson used to be good. Had an anti-post up for Dirk. But definitely in C tier. Like, it's just a troll pick. Slow. Dunk is actually blockable. Yeah, probably above a Capella though, because he can space. Wiggins is a great lock. Could shoot threes inconsistently, but could still shoot. That little gifted dash is really nice. Dunks are nice. Rebounding is pretty good for his size. In my opinion, probably above Green. Not an S+ character in my opinion. Probably above Doncic. Probably above Curry, above KD in my opinion. Where is James? Wherever James is, I'll put him right below. But he's probably worse than AD and Russ. And Jokic. Right? You know, I'll put him... Yeah, I'll keep these three together. I'll put him above Jokic. These seems about right to me. Fuzi, C tier character. You know, on defense is a complete negative. Could actually... on offense is a complete negative. Defense is actually really nice. Has an endless closeout. If you miss it, it's like a 2-second cooldown. Max enhanced guy's like a steel demon. Probably above Anderson. No, below Anderson. Because offensively, again, Jaren Jackson Jr. S+ tier character, better than Drew. Wherever Leonard is, I'll put him below. But I feel like Hero's better. Yeah, Jackson Jr. Self-explanatory 3-and-D character. Great 3-roll. Great lock. Dash ultimate, hustle ultimate. The only downfall is the rebounding. But even that's alright. Murray, wherever, is probably a below Kid in my opinion. Recently got nerfed. He's probably below Thompson, above Kid. Again, if you have to equip that little quick chat though, need a screen, and it'll be alright. But yeah, probably above Kid in my opinion. Blue Arrow's also pretty good. Bam. No, sorry, LaMelo Ball. Probably above these three. Above Brook. Probably better score than Pierce in my opinion. Better than Jimmy. I'd put him below Paul. He's really one of the best elite scorers in the game. Once you get to master that little stutter step into your other drives. You know, has jumper passes on us skills. Great ultimate. Yeah, probably below Paul though because of defense. Adebayo. Some people have this character crazy high, like in the B tier for some reason. This is a C tier character. I'm sorry. Yeah, sure, could rebound. Has great movement speed. But it's like probably top C tier. You know, ironically, it's probably one of the characters that's probably going to get a prime version. Slightly above Anderson simply because of movement speed. Has a little chip out rebound where he slams it to the floor. That's not bad. Gordon is probably below Williamson. Or maybe above. You know what? I'll put him below Williamson. Just because sometimes that dunk delay can be a little hard to guard. Especially off the catch dunks. Zhao Chang. Where's Ingram? What am I thinking about? Better than these characters. Yeah, George. Definitely a B tier character. Better defender than all these guys. In my opinion, better than Brooks. Better than Allen. I'd probably rather have Porzingis though on my team. That seems about right. Levine. Actually a pretty good lock. Great block range and angle for a guard. Probably below Kid though in my opinion. And lastly, Siakam. Siakam is also probably... Siakam's one of the best defensive characters in the game once you master him. A little inconsistent on offense. Solo queue, I'd probably put him... I don't feel comfortable putting him above these two bigs. I'd probably put him above Gasol, below Rodman. So yeah, that's my character. That's my ranking for every Dunk City Dynasty character in the game. If you agree, if you disagree, feel free to like and dislike the video. Tell me why. But yeah, everything is in order from top to right, top left to bottom right. So basically, as you read from left to right, top to bottom, that's the order of the characters I'd rank them in. But yeah, top of S+ tier, Wade is the best character in the game, and Brad Miller is probably the worst character in the game. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in next time's video. See ya.